This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. Tonight from the Great American Ballpark, it's game number 2 of the 4-game series. The St. Louis Cardinals and the Cincinnati Reds. And welcome to Cardinals baseball. That's Jim Edmonds. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Jim Hayes is with us as well. Cardinals out of the gate from the All-Star break playing very well, winning a series against Arizona, then against Pittsburgh, taking game 1 last night of this series. So they've won 5 of 7. And Jimmy, they'll turn to Adam Wainwright this evening, your former teammate. It doesn't matter if it was back in the mid-2000s or now. He still had old Uncle Charlie working, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's got it all working right now. But you said it, that curveball has been impressive this year. He's found it. I think it was a little struggle for him earlier this year, but now he's got it back. And you can see right there, most horizontal movement on a curveball this season in the league. And you can see the inches, 18.7 inches with break, and that's good because then the ball is not only going down, the ball is going away from a righty and down and into a lefty.
That was a look at our stats with Lowe's, and now he's starting to dial it in. First 11, so-so, but the last 6, very good.
Yeah, he's found something. I think that slot, that arm angle a little bit lower again, and you can obviously see the stats. That pretty much tells the story, but you know what? When he's out there on the mound, this team responds. Everyone respects him, and he's done a nice job.
Tommy Edman responded last night. Grand slam. First for the Cardinals in 2019. Baseball coming up. Beautiful night in Cincinnati, Ohio. We're at the Great American Ballpark, game 2 of the 4-game series. It's the Cardinals and Reds on Fox Sports Midwest with Jim Edmonds and Jim Hayes. A steamy, muggy, hot night. 93 degrees here in the Queen City. We're expected to have temperatures even hotter tomorrow. Tommy Edman. This guy has provided a jolt for the Cardinals, and he comes through in particular in close and late situations. Last night, the grand slam in those close and late spots, Jimmy. 438 the average, 7 for 16. He's driven in 7. And Tommy Edman picked up the first grand slam for the club this year. He's at the top, and then Jose Martinez and Paul Goldschmidt. Yadier Molina is out, so you've got O'Neill, Fowler, Wong, DeYoung, and Andrew Kisner is behind the plate as he has now become, with Yadi out, a little bit of a personal catcher for Adam Wainwright, who'll bat 9th. Tyler Mahle, it's been a tough year. He's 2-10 this season, and coming off a start last time in which he saw 10 runs scored against him, and that was against Colorado. The Reds need a starter to go deep. Their bullpen is beat up. What does he feature? A lot of fastballs in the Hyundai pitch arsenal.
Yeah, a lot of fastballs up in the zone, especially. Little curveball, a changeup is basically a split, and a cutter once in a while. But you're right, this is a team that's struggling, and they need to try and take advantage, especially of this pitcher who has, I believe, lost the last 6 out of 7 starts.
Has not won a game since May 31st, so that's a span of 7 starts for this right-hander without a win. The switch hitting, Tommy Edman, batting .254 on the year. The 4 home runs, he's made them count, and he's driven in 13. The first pitch is a ball, and we're underway. Edman struck out in his first 2 plate appearances last night, but then struck late. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And I thought that at bat, just because he hit a grand slam, great at bat obviously, but to the point how he got there, and he struck out on some breaking balls, and he could have easily been a little timid. He could have easily not, been aggressive, and he did. He did a nice job. He went up there. He still kept his plan together, and talking about it, looking for a pitch that he could hit out over the plate, and got a breaking ball and hammered it. But so easy for a young guy to just kind of go up there and start guessing and trying to feel for the situation and trying not to strike out.
One ball and 2 strikes. And he strikes out to start this game. Fastball up in the zone. Reds defensively around the horn is presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Irvin, Winker, and Puig in the outfield. Suarez has been red hot in their lineup again at third base. Iglesias, Jeanette, and Votto. And behind the plate, they just picked him up, Ryan Lavarnway. We saw the arm of Yasiel Puig a couple of times in game one of this series. It is an absolute cannon.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive last night.
Jose Martinez loves hitting at this ballpark, and good numbers against the right-hander Malley, 5 for 9, the best numbers of any Cardinal against the Red starter. On the year, batting .273, and a fastball is in there for a strike. Throws that fastball nearly 60% of the time, and the average velocity is 93 miles an hour. Plenty hard, especially if you can spot it, move it, cut it.
And he's one of those guys too. It's kind of on the cusp of the really good velocity and just being average. And so he pitches up in the zone, gets a lot of chases, sneaky little fastball. Try to keep you honest with that breaking ball. And like I said, in that split, I don't think is great, but he'll use it to get contact, get a weak ground ball, and just try to move the ball around.
Reds are 4-14 in his starts this year. And Malley himself has had issues clearly with 10 losses. And he is 1 of 5 in the game right now with 10 losses. One that surprises me a bit, Marcus Stroman. A lot of folks around baseball believe he's on the move. Trade deadline under 2 weeks away. Big gap in left center, 2-2 pitch. Interesting where Winker is playing Jose Martinez.
With that velocity, clearly they plan on pitching him away, giving him that whole left center field gap and almost straightaway center field. So let's see if they stay true to pitching him out over the plate. If I'm the hitter right now, I'm starting to think out over the plate for sure.
Just like that. How often, Jimmy, did you survey the defense to realize what a pitcher might be trying to do to you?
I would look at the center fielder all the time just to see where he was at, because I figured that would give you a little bit of an indication of what they're thinking about what you're going to do and how they might attack you. If they're playing that far the other way, then they're definitely thinking you're going to hit the ball the other way. So they're definitely not going to pitch you in. So that gives you a key right there.
And now it's Goldschmidt and Winker again in right center. Big gap in left center. Tough night for Paul. 0 for 4 strikeouts in game one. You got to wonder about if guys are seeing the ball all that well. I mean, Goldschmidt wasn't even close.
Yeah,
neither was Martinez.
And we talk about it all the time. But look at that, how bright that area is back there. It doesn't look that big of a deal right now, but when you're standing down at home plate looking up at all that stuff and you're in the shadow and the background is bright, the ball is white, it is tough to pick up details that you normally would want to see. You can see it a little bit right there. Just look at the white jersey, how difficult it is. It's usually pretty bright white. Not so much right now.
I know you had a scientific experiment with your son in terms of catching a baseball, throwing a baseball, playing catch with the dark and the bright background, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I was playing catch with my son the other day, and it just kind of fell into it. We were playing catch on the street, and I was telling him it's kind of hard to see, and then it kind of fell into a science experiment.
Here it is.
So there's the dark background right there. You see the ball, and now here's the bright background. Well, you see the ball, but you don't really see it. So
interesting.
That was my little moment where I said, aha, this might go good on TV and people can actually see what we're talking about. And so both of those things that you saw were in our driveway, and we were in the shade, and the only thing that was bright was the background. So there was no pitcher in the light. We were both in the shade looking against the house that was just out there in the bright, and it was unbelievable. And then when I turned him around, he said, Dad, I can't see the ball. I said, exactly.
Try hitting 93 plus.
Oh, I'm telling you, I've been out there, and it is like, it helps if you know the pitcher, but it's so frustrating because any little bit of movement, you have no chance. And the pitcher's doing you a huge favor by throwing you a fastball. Because anything else that moves, is just really don't see the depth.
Tough play. Suarez can't come up with it. Gets by him, and an infield hit for Goldschmidt. That was good stuff. I like that.
Well, I think even the key in this situation is, like, if you can pull off a walk, you've had it. That's a great win for you as a player.
So did you find primarily in the summer most ballparks like that until the sun went down?
There's a few at this time of the year, especially and you get a little bit higher up in the country. Sorry. But it all depends too, on the way the stadium is built. So here it's unusual. The sun is kind of creeping at a weird angle, and you see, where it's at as far as the sun in the outfield. But a lot of places are turned a little bit more. The stadiums are a little bit taller, so that's why you don't really see that in St. Louis a whole lot. But you go to a couple places. I remember Pittsburgh stands out. We're always in the top of the first. Scott Rowland got hit in the head in Pittsburgh a long time ago. And that's what I'm talking. That's what you're dealing with right there. And that's just a straight shot from the camera. So try and pick out a slider or a breaking ball out of that. And to me, it's like the things that move the least are the toughest pitches to see. The cutter, a little slider, the sinker, sometimes the changeup, but the big breaking ball you'll be able to see because it'll hop up out of the hand. But I feel like every time you see a cutter, slider, or anything, it just looks like a fastball until it explodes on your bat.
The 1-1. You can see a couple of times here early in this first inning where guys want to pull the trigger and they don't do it. That might have been the case there with Tyler O'Neill.
Just a little timid, just like a little. And then I said it's just the fine details that you're normally used to seeing. You're not picking up the spin, maybe. Not picking up the seams.
Here's a 1-2.
I mean, I would go to take a look right here for one pitch. See the detail of the ball you just would not normally see.
And the 2-2, Tyler O'Neill. Before the break, O'Neill, 29 games, 1 home run, .258 average. Since the break, 6 games, hitting .500 with 4 homers, and that's jumped his average to .322. I'm going to stay right here with this pitch. And O'Neill lifts a fly ball into right. Yasiel Puig is over and makes the catch. Cardinals strand a runner. Adam Wainwright coming up for St. Louis. Reds know him well. They've seen him a bunch. All the details coming up. Waino again. Greinke for only the 3rd time in his career. And got his first career win against him and the Diamondbacks 5-2. As Adam went 7 innings. Now that was at Busch Stadium. And this year in 9 home starts, he's 5-2, ERA just above 2. On the road, different story, 1-5 ERA over 6. And we'll see what he's got tonight. Adam Wainwright. The Hyundai pitch arsenal, you always think about the curveball.
Yeah, and you can tell right there he mixes everything up. That fastball is a sinker and a 4-seamer. So starting to use a little bit more. Curveball, slider. Got a cutter too. I think it all kind of falls in that category, but you're talking about his last start, Danny. I think he had everything working, and it makes that curveball look so much better.
You're throwing the curveball at a higher velocity this year, which is something that comes to mind with Adam Wainwright. Also, a lack of velocity with his fastball. Averages 89.8 miles per hour. And in this era of power and guys that throw 100 or well above it, he is not the norm. Below 90.
But he can pitch.
And that's the difference.
Set up hitters, move the ball around, get him guessing. You also have to realize too, there's guys out there that have faced him that know he can, that remember him being sneaky and know that the breaking ball's in the back of their mind, and it'll kind of get them off balance a little bit and take some fastballs for strikes.
He has had 60% of his pitches taken. And that just tells you that guys are off balance and maybe guessing and guessing wrong.
Guessing, looking for something special, looking for this breaking ball right here.
And Winker, a strikeout And that's how Wainwright's night begins.
I'm going to go with not being able to see the ball great right here. And that's the perfect pitch for that. Even that breaking ball, right? Not the big one early. Tough to see the release point, tough to see the spin. So that smaller breaking ball at this time is going to be a better pitch, and then the big one to fool people later when it gets a little darker.
This is the 58th plate appearance for Joey Votto against Adam Wainwright. 306 the average against the Cardinal right-hander with 3 homers on the year, batting .257, very unlike Joey Votto. Third baseman Edman in, curveball drops in for a strike. Reds lineup, Votto here, then Suarez, Puig, and Jeanette, Irvin, Iglesias, Malley, the pitcher, batting 8th. LaBarnway is batting 9th. Did not go. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Waino is working pretty quick, trying to stay out there, throw as many pitches in this sunlight as he can, but nice and quick, moving, keeping your defense involved is what is important, and I think that's why he's been doing so much better. He's been getting the ball hit on the ground. He's been working quick and keeping everyone involved.
Hit down the left field line and tailing foul and out of play. Since the All-Star break, the Cardinals have committed just 1 error. That's best in baseball. Round the horn presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. O'Neill, Fowler, Martinez in the outfield. Edman, DeYoung, Wong, and Goldschmidt the infielders. Andrew Kisner behind the plate. It's the 4th time that Kisner has caught Adam Wainwright in a major league game. But he did have him a bunch on rehab assignments, certainly in spring training. So these two know each other, but not nearly as much as Waino and Yadier Molina. They've been a starting battery for 256 games, 8th most all time in Major League history. Mickey Lolich and Bill Freehan at 324 starts. That's most in baseball. And tonight for Kisner, the 4th time catching Adam Wainwright. Not bad there. The ERA 1.55 with Andrew behind the plate. And Votto slices that into left center. Fowler over to cut it off, and a base hit for Joey Votto.
And I think Waino just did Joey a favor right there. Gave him something soft he could wait for. The way he swings the bat now with 2 strikes, I think you almost just have to rush him. You can kind of sit back and wait. Just flip at it.
Eugenio Suarez. He's got 8 home runs in his last 14 games and has driven in 15 in the last 14 as well. So clearly the hottest batter right now in the lineup, along with Yasiel Puig for Cincinnati. Redlegs lead the major leagues in runs scored, homers, runs batted in, and batting average in the first inning of their games.
Do a nice job starting off the game. They just got to get to the end.
Suarez with 9 first inning home runs. That included last night. He's now up to 24, and that leads Cincinnati. Dakota Hudson, though, was able to settle in. He may bend, but he does not break, and we've seen that. Hudson, 3 earned runs or fewer now in 16 straight starts. So that's giving your team a chance to win.
Yeah, he does a nice job, and he got a little behind last night, and he kept battling. And we commented that he usually doesn't give up 3 in an inning. He doesn't get down by 3 very often early, and he stays around forever. Did a really nice job.
And again, a pitch taken, fastball. And Suarez having words with the home plate umpire. Tonight, that's Carlos Torres.
Well, we saw Carlos Torres do a nice job of staying out of a incident last night, and he just did it again right there. He could have very easily got into it. He just kind of let him go, say his piece.
don't think he was upset with that pitch. It was earlier in the at bat that he didn't like a strike that was called against him.
No, that one pitch that was outside was probably 6 inches off the plate.
Here's Yasiel Puig. .261 the average, 22 homers, has driven in 57. He took off in early June to the tune of a .703 slugging percentage since the 4th of that month, and that trails only Mike Trout in all of baseball.
I tell you what, the thing about Puig is you just never know when he's going to explode. You can make him look bad, and he just stays behind the ball, and boom. Next thing you know, you're down 1-0.
And the 1-2 pitch to the former Dodger, Yasiel Puig. Good play by Kisner to keep it in front. So it's start number 18 of the year, 303rd of his career, and 370th appearance for Adam Wainwright. He had 5 1/3 no-hit innings back on April 13th in Mexico, Monterrey, when these two teams hooked up. Fouled back again. Took the loss in a 5-2 decision. There's only 5 Cardinals that have ever made 300 or more starts. Bob Gibson, Bob Force, Haynes, Doak, and Wainwright. 2-2. And Votto off with this pitch. Man, 26 times now he has made a start against the Reds. 26. Nearly a season's worth of starts.
Yep.
Fouled back again. And in this ballpark, he's .500, 6-6, ERA near 5. Last beat the Reds in 2016. It's been a while. Another 3-2 pitch to Puig, and a curveball is hit out of play. Eight pitches thus far in the at bat. End of June, the ERA was 4.94 for Wainwright. Comes into today, so 6 starts later, 3.99. Getting better and better.
The ERA keeps going down.
And Puig lifts a high fly ball into right. Jose Martinez with the catch. Reds strand a runner coming up. Fowler, Wong, and DeYoung. There's no score. Time already that David, this is a live look at David, has been ejected from a game, and during the commercial break, Eugenio Suarez, right as we went to break to take his position, he and Carlos Torres having words, and Carlos had enough, and then David came out and he was ejected.
Well, the umpire said, I asked you 4 times to stop talking to me and stop yelling at me, and then had to throw him out.
Suarez his 2nd career ejection, Bell his 7th. Both Suarez and this umpire Carlos Torres are from Venezuela.
Well, so they understood each other.
Yeah, and that's my point.
Well, I'll tell you what, and we always are hard on the umpires when we feel like they're doing something right. I feel like Carlos Torres did a nice job right there of keeping everything under control. He let Suarez say what he wanted to say. He just went a little too far.
So David Bell also ejected. The bench coach for the Reds is Freddie Benavides. And so Dexter Fowler will dig in as we start play here in the 2nd inning. Jose Peraza is off the bench at 3rd base. I think a player is entitled to question an umpire in a professional manner. You know, is a ball low, high, in, out, whatever. Pitcher should be able to do that. Batter should be able to do that. But sometimes enough is enough.
No, you got to have some tact, right? You got to do it with a little bit of idea that you're going to not embarrass him. You can walk by him and scream and yell all you want as long as you keep your head down, you don't motion around. He did everything. He not only motioned with his hands, he flipped his hands at him, he screamed at him a few times, then he walked back on the field and went at him again, and then he told him to turn around twice and he didn't, and then he finally motioned with his hands again, and that was it. That's about as far as you will ever see an umpire let that go.
The 7 ejections for David Bell in his first season with the Reds, most ever for a Reds manager. So he set a record tonight
already.
And they had Lou Piniella here and Sparky Anderson. And it's David Bell atop that list. Even in the era of replay, where a lot of guys got ejected. 2-2 the count on Dexter Fowler. Shift on the right side of the infield. Cardinals had an infield hit by Goldschmidt back in the first. He was left stranded, and a 2-2 pitch. I remember many a time being behind the microphone, and one Jim Edmonds would be at the plate, didn't like a call, but as you talked about, you kept your head down more times than not and had the conversation that way. Kind of play at the dirt in the batter's box as Fowler strikes out, and that's 3 for Malley. That's one way to do it.
That's the way I was taught. I mean, you're obviously going to get thrown out and things are going to happen, but I was taught to keep it down, don't show up the umpire. I think the only time I've gotten thrown out is when the umpire just had a short fuse, because I wasn't trying to get thrown out of a game. And yet when they say something that you don't like, it's like you almost have to stand up for yourself. It's not like you can just let them say whatever they want to say back to you, and you got to be careful. That's kind of frustrating as a player.
Here's Colton Wong hitting .353 here in the last 12 games. .250 overall, 7 home runs. He's driven in 35.
Tell you what, these guys better be ready to swing the bat, because Torres has a pretty big zone.
And that's inside. The crew chief is Angel Hernandez. He's down at first. Ed Hickok's at second. Chris Segal down at third. And the 1-1 is hit out of play. Great American Ballpark is still filling up on this Friday night. Toyota key to the game.
Well, try to keep it rolling. If the offense is starting to roll a little bit and the big guys are starting to hit, on the offensive side, you got to try and keep going. And then on the defensive side with these pitchers, they've been throwing out some good games, and just keep it going. Keep playing team winning baseball. I think they're starting to do a lot better and starting to play a little bit more like they did in April.
That was a fun month.
Yes, it was. It's still in there somewhere.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Wong. And Colton lifts it out to left field for a base hit. Second Cardinal hit. See if they want to test the combination of Malley and Wainwright. As Wong has been picked off 1 time this year, so that went down as a caught stealing, but he has 14 steals to lead the club.
It's a nice job right there with 2 strikes. Putting the ball in play.
Paul DeYoung last night snapping a 23-game homerless streak. Now, he hits around 200 in this ballpark, 13 hits. 6 of the 13, though, have been home runs. And that got the Cardinals on the board last night. Down 3-0, and then DeYoung connected off the foul pole down the left field line. Then made it 3-2. St. Louis tied it up. Edman had the grand slam, and the Cardinals had a win.
Change up down and in. Kept it fair. Barely.
For Jose Peraza, it's his first career appearance at third base. Primarily, you've seen him at shortstop or at second base. So he goes in at third. Missed on the inside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. Ten runs, 6 earned on 12 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts in 4 1/3 Sunday against the Rockies for this right-hander. Any way you want to look at it, it was ugly. Last season, 23 starts. ERA right around 5. And a check on Colton Wong. Outside corner. He's really struggled with his changeup and his curveball. Sometimes it can be lights out, other times very flat, hittable. And DeYoung hits it to short. Iglesias, Jeanette, the turn, double play. 6-4-3 on the double play. Grounding into a double play. The Cardinals all-star shortstop. We check in with Jim.
Dan, Paul had a rough homestand, no question about it, and he found himself dropped down in the batting order because of it. Last night, Paul bounced back a little bit with a 2-run homer and an RBI single. Paul told me he had made some minor adjustments. He said, I focused on feeling my back heel stuck to the ground, feeling the right posture and keeping my hands loose. Body position is everything. And when I do the things I need to do, I can just react. As for being dropped down in the batting order, Paul told me he trusts Mike Schilt to make good decisions for the team. And Paul says it's up to him to show Mike it's time to move him back up. Danny?
All right. Thank you, Jimmy. And Jim Edmonds, sometimes you drop a guy in a lineup, takes a little pressure off, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think maybe sometimes it'll light a spark underneath him. And it's not really clearly Paul DeYoung doesn't need a match lit underneath him to get him going, but you just never know. It's maybe not even to change his luck or change anything other than just maybe getting someone up underneath, say your 3 and 4 hitters that is a little bit more hot. They the scouting report will say, hey, Paul DeYoung is not swinging the bat very well, and so they'll stop pitching to the person in front of him and make Paul do all the damage. And when you're struggling, it's just there's nothing you can do. So definitely moving guys around can help, especially like I said, you see teams start pitching around the guy in front of the guy who's struggling.
Scooter Gennett at the play, 0-2, returning to action. He's only had 34 at bats this year. Right at the end of spring training, the groin issue that he dealt with, it was nasty. And so he missed the entire first half. Then he came back, he got sick, had an illness, and now he strikes out. And Adam Wainwright has faced 5 hitters and struck out 3. A reminder that Cardinals baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Wherever legendary MLB moments happen, Budweiser will be there. And by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. Here's Phillip Ervin. He's played in just 33 games this year. It was interesting when the Cardinals brought Wainwright back, and I think Adam would admit to this, no one knew what the role may be. Incentive-laden deal that included a lot of incentives to be a reliever or a starter, and now he's starting to hit a bunch of those. And if you were at home and starting the playoffs right now, he definitely would be in the conversation to start game 1.
Yeah, you're right.
Who would have thought that?
Just the veteran presence too, just the whereabout to be able to go out there and keep everything under control. Can't say that for a lot of these guys, these young guys, keeping under control in a big game.
Jose Iglesias on deck, and the count of 2-2 on Phillip Ervin. Missed inside, and Waino thought he had a called third strike potentially. Spoiled by Ervin. Three-two lifted in the air to Jose Martinez. So 2 away, and it brings in Jose Iglesias. Iglesias in his first season with the Reds began his major league career at the age of 21 with the Boston Red Sox, and then traded by Boston to Detroit in 2013. Spent 5 years with the Tigers and signed a minor league deal with the Reds. They knew what they were getting defensively. This guy is very good. Never has hit for much power. Decent speed, but known for the glove.
Well, he's hitting 285 right now with 5 home runs and 33 at bat, or 33 RBIs. He's out hitting Joey Votto.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
0-2 the count. 2 outs and nobody on. Really noticed the mound presence of Adam Wainwright in the last, I would say, 4 or 5 starts. It's just a guy that is in command and confident.
Yeah, a little bit more intense. I think he's got his stuff back. He's got a good idea of what he's going to use, and it's been working for him. So it looks like the old Adam Wainwright.
As Iglesias just tapped it foul. Mike Schilt coined it Waino 2.0. Said it's not the old Wainwright, it's a different guy, but man, is he good. We like what we see. 0-2 pitch taken high. Iglesias has only walked 13 times in 298 at bats. Now time is called, and the walks have been cut down significantly by Adam Wainwright. He walked 7 back on June 2nd. Since then, 7 walks in his last 5 games, and he picks up another strikeout. 2 in the inning and 4 in the game. Still going strong at the age of 37. Adam Wainwright. Can't catch a game on television? You can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in and stream the Cardinals. Great American Ballpark here in Cincinnati, and we move to the top of the 3rd, and there's no score. The Reds and Cardinals. It'll be Andrew Kisner, Adam Wainwright, and Tommy Edman. We always see it on the weekend dates here in Cincinnati. Those young Cardinal fans and families make the trip from wherever they may be in the Midwest, certainly from St. Louis, take a little vacation.
And make them go back and sit in their seats so they don't get hurt. A little scary when you see those young ones hanging over the wall.
Agreed. So here's Andrew Kisner, 1 for 14 to start his major league career. Picked up his first major league hit against Chris Archer and the Pirates. Wound up being a double. Hit up the middle to his left, Iglesias. One away. MLB ballpark app. Complete your next visit to Busch Stadium. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem special check-in offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB ballpark app today. So another first last night. Edmundo Sosa kind of lost in what was a crazy play, and the grand slam hit by Tommy Edman, and a nice win for St. Louis. But Sosa, first major league hit. There's been 5 Cardinals to get their first big league hit this year. Lane Thomas, Edman, Ravello, Kisner, and Sosa.
Got his first major league hit and his first major league double play all at the same time.
Yep.
There it is.
And Wainwright hits it out of play. One ball and 2 strikes. Wainwright this year hitting .154, no home runs, no runs batted in. And the background's starting to change just a bit for hitters.
Just enough. Should be pretty good right about there. The sun is halfway up the backdrop, and that's usually about all you need.
One, two, just got a piece. Tyler Mahle drafted in the 7th round of the 2013 Major League Draft out of high school, and he did sign. And like Michael Lorenzen, Mahle grew up very close to Angel Stadium, about 10 minutes away. However, he cheered for the Dodgers growing up. And Wainwright strikes out, and that's number 4 tonight for Tyler Mahle. His brother Greg drafted by the Angels in 2014 and currently pitching at AAA in Salt Lake. He's a lefty. Tyler had committed to UC Santa Barbara. That's where his brother went. Mahle actually threw a no-hitter in the minor leagues back in 2016. He was with Daytona and no-hit the Jupiter Hammerheads.
That is impressive at any level.
Yep. Here's Tommy Edman, struck out swinging on a fastball that was up in the zone. He also threw a perfect game against the Mobile Bay Bears. He was a member of the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. Love those names.
Born in Newport Beach, California.
Yes, sir. Not a bad place to grow up.
Nope.
Two-one pitch here to Tommy Edman. 3-1. Three-one pitch, and Edman lifts a high fly ball into center field. Jesse Winker under it to make the catch. Mahle, LeBarnway, and Winker coming up. There's no score. to the game. Steven struck just the 5th pitcher in the last 50 years to record 2 hits in an inning, including a homer. First since Edwin Jackson to do that, 2010. They're winning 6 in a row. 3-2 win yesterday over the Mets and winning 13 of their last 15. How about the Giants? Bruce Bochy's final year, and they're in the hunt. Cubs win 6-5 on an error by Eric Hosmer today at Wrigley. Adam Wainwright back out for inning number 3. Edwin Jackson, what an interesting story that has been in Major League Baseball. 14 different teams he's pitched for, the most in the history of the game. And the Cardinals had 4 of the top 5. Octavio Dotel had 13. Mike Morgan, 12 different teams. Matt Stairs had 12, and then Ron Vallone. Ron Vallone was a Cardinal briefly. And that's a base hit past Tommy Edman by the pitcher, Malley. And Edwin Jackson will be coming back in 2021 for the 10-year reunion of the 11 team because he was a part of that. You may remember he was traded from the Blue Jays to St. Louis with Dotel and Corey Patterson. He was a Cardinal briefly. Mark Zebchinski, and that was Trevor Miller, Colby Rasmus, Brian Talent. P.J. Walters was also a part of that. And that was in 2011. So the base hit by Tyler Malley. First plate appearance for Ryan Lavarnway, and he smokes one into left center. Malley being waved in. He'll score, and it's 1-0 Cincinnati.
Sinker got a little bit too much of the plate. He was trying to go away. Threw it middle, right down the middle. Not much to do there, but chase it down and throw it in. It's amazing how when that ball gets thrown down the middle, how the outfielders have to run after it every time.
Well, you hope they hustle.
You hope so.
Here's Jesse Winker, struck out on a curveball. Back to the top of the lineup now for the Reds. And that pitch taken for a ball. Sure, Adam is kicking himself right now. 8-9 in the lineup. Go single double. 1-0 our score.
Yikes. Adam says, where is that pitch? You've been calling the ball off the plate all night.
Three 3-0 the count. Three and 1 the count.
Got to minimize the damage right here. Waino's got to come all the way back here in this count. Try to work on getting Winker out and then slowly just working on each guy individually, not worry about the run out there at second base.
Grounder foul.
Take that one run that's already in there. Maybe even count the guy on second base as a run, and then you got to just try and get back in a groove and try to get 1, 2, 3 right here.
From 3-0 to 3-2. Hit out to Tyler O'Neill. He'll make the catch, and that's the first out. If you're a fan of Yachty, you'll love the 2019 Cardinals yearbook. One-of-a-kind tribute to the career one-of-a-kind talent. Loaded with terrific stories, classic Yachty photos. Get it at Busch, local retailers, cardinals.com/yearbook, or call 345-9000. Brings in Joey Votto.
Little Miley Cyrus walk-up music.
One out, runner at second, and there's strike one on Votto. Single to left center, first time up. We're back on July 6th. The Reds found themselves only 4 games out in the NL Central. Had a lot of injuries here, and key guys in their bullpen. We've seen their bullpen give up 25 runs in 29 innings since that time frame. Knock them back to the position they're at today as Votto breaks his bat. Goes to the outfield. Wainwright to the bag at first, and Votto didn't even run. He's just walking back to the dugout, and they're going to say this may be a foul ball.
I haven't seen a bat explode like that in a long time.
And that carried all the way to the outfield grass. And Votto, he didn't react as if it hit off his foot.
It had to. Lucky the bat didn't hit him in the foot.
Jimmy, I think it might be one of those oddities that maybe it hit off the leg.
Off the shin.
But I mean, look at him. He didn't react at all. That hits off his shin, he'd be down on the ground.
The Angel's trying to figure out what's going on. Wait a second, fill me in here. You watch this game enough, you'll see some stuff you ain't never seen before.
Regardless, 0-2 the count on Votto. Runner at second base. Hit out of play.
That was probably his best swing in the last 2 days right there. 0-2 pitch.
Interesting guy, isn't he, Joey Votto?
Clearly. Good try right there. See if he would chase. Change up down and away. It'd be a good time for a cutter in. Nope.
And the 1-2 out of play.
It's interesting here to watch guys pitch because a couple times it's time to go inside on a lefty, but yet that short porch in right center field, I think people are trying to stay away from it. Seen it a couple times in the last 2 days with both sides.
Two and two on Votto. And time called and granted. It has not been an easy night for a home plate umpire. Strike zone has been pretty big. Wainwright's been frustrated. Suarez was ejected along with the manager, David Bell, and foul ball. You're trying to figure out, is it off a foot or a leg or what? I mean, it's not been easy.
Definitely would be frustrated right now with that. That was a late call.
See Kisner looking at his sheet, and maybe what you can do is tell us, Jimmy, what's on those sheets.
Well, I think that what's on those sheets may be a situation that they're working with as far as either set of signs, or if the runner seems, if he wants to take off, or something they talked about in the past.
There's a base hit into right center by Joey Votto. That'll score a run, and Votto hustling to second base. Third hit in the inning, 2-0 Reds. And Votto 2 for 2. Drives in just his 25th run of the year.
A little bit of a slider right there, maybe a little too soft, and just Votto stays inside of it.
And while we have a moment, quick word from Great Southern Bank.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Thank you.
No, I checked my balance. Great Southern app.
Great.
Mike Maddox out to visit with Wainwright. And the batter will be Jose Peraza. Remember, Suarez was ejected earlier. He argued with the home plate umpire, and then the inning came to a close, and then to take his position, Torres, the home plate umpire, and Suarez got into it again and then finally ejected him, and then David Bell was ejected for the 7th time, most ever by a manager in Reds history. Tonight he set the record. Little flare out to shallow left. O'Neill won't get there. Drops in front of him. He'll spin and throw. The relay to the plate. Not in time. A single RBI by Peraza to score Joey Votto to make it 3-0.
Another off-speed pitch. Got the middle of the plate. Kind of little hiccup right there, and where to throw it and who to throw it to. And
in your opinion, Jimmy,
Peraza,
where does that throw have to go?
I think it has to go to second base. It's the same as last night when Martinez threw the ball to third. I'd like the effort. You got to always believe you can make a good play and throw somebody out, but you also have to keep the double play in order.
And Puig gets a fly ball into right center. Fowler won't get there. Off the top of the wall, a rocket hit by Puig, held to a single. And with that, Peraza scores, and it's 4-0. Michael Wacha up and throwing. Well, there's your case in point. I mean, if he throws to second, Peraza
doesn't score on this play right here.
Nope, and he's at third base. Maybe even second, the way that Dexter played this ball.
Yeah, you're right. It's a nice job of kind of just running it down, but waiting. Don't get too aggressive. The ball's hit so hard, there's nothing you can do. I think Waino's fallen into a little bit of a, I don't know what the right word would be, a little bit of, not a trap, but a little bit of a situation where he's throwing a lot of breaking balls, a lot of sliders, a lot of curve balls. He's gotten away from his fastball, fallen into a little bit of a pattern.
Scooter Gennett struck out swinging on a curveball. Looks at a strike. Wainwright in the first 2 innings saw 7 batters, struck out 4, and in this inning alone has allowed 5 base hits, including 2 doubles.
Still only have 1 out. Need that double play ball now.
Runner goes, swing and a miss. Kisner's throw is in time. He gets Yasiel Puig. And Puig is slow to get up.
Tough slide right there. He didn't slide very well. Knocked the wind out of him. Hard to hurt Steele, but it's a good job by Kisner getting rid of this ball in a hurry. Look how quick he gets rid of this ball. Even though he throws it down, he still gets it there. Nice job, Andrew.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Scooter Gennett. On a hop to Colton Wong. So big inning for the Reds with 5 hits, and they plate 4. We head to the 4th. Taking it in. Top of the 4th, Reds and Cardinals here in game 2. Jose Martinez, Paul Goldschmidt, Tyler O'Neill. It's felt this way for a long time that no lead is ever safe in this ballpark.
Oh, no.
Cardinals have had some great moments along the way in this ballpark. We talked about John Mabry last night. Your catch in center field. Pujols had a couple of dramatic home runs hit here late. Matt Adams had the 2 home runs that he hit down the right field line here late. The brawl between Yadier Molina and Brandon Phillips. Been some fun. Martinez struck out his first time and takes a pitch high. Cardinals have won 14 of the last 18 here and averaged over 6 runs a game. Without question, a hitter's ballpark.
33 home runs in those 18 games.
Wow.
It's a good place to hit.
Say so.
Well, I think it's one of those places where the ball does carry. I don't think it's super short and right, but you definitely could reach it from both sides of the plate. And you get that calmness of as a hitter where you don't have to try and do too much, and that'll slow you down, get you to see the ball a little bit better, and just take a nice swing. And get big ballparks, you try to swing too hard, it starts to throw you off a little bit.
2-2 the count here on Jose Martinez. Outside. Made the point earlier about their bullpen having so many issues, and that's something to keep in mind as we go along. Already 57 pitches for the Reds starter tonight.
Yeah, Waino's in the 60s already, high 60s too, so something to keep an eye on.
Leadoff walk issued by Malley, and it brings in Goldschmidt, who hit one up the third base line. At that time, Suarez tried to barehand it, couldn't come up with it, and Paul had his first hit of the series.
The exit velocity at about 47 miles an hour.
Paul doesn't get too high, too low.
Nope.
Very calm.
So I was impressed how he handled last night's game, especially on the bus ride home. Just around the clubhouse. He would have never known that he had struck out 4 times last night.
Some guys adjust differently. First year of a major contract extension. There are times you can just throw that out the window.
Yep.
How will players settle into their new home? Goldschmidt 18 home runs and has driven in 43. Short lead at first by Martinez, and that's hit out of play. Cardinals grounded into a double play off the bat of Paul DeJong. That ended the top of the second. And so far they've got 2 hits, 1 walk, and they've struck out 4 times. Goldschmidt goes the other way with a base hit. Martinez will stop at second base, not running well, and then you have Puig out there, and that's your final decision.
Yeah, do not run on Yasiel Puig, please. Tried that last night, didn't work. Let's not do it today.
And you don't want to do it down by 4 runs and your cleanup hitter coming up.
That too. Be a nice time to score at least 1 or 2 runs right here. Get back in the ball game. Only in the 4th inning. Don't wait till he gets too late.
O'Neill rips it foul. Playing every day. He's talked about the fact that he's gotten more comfortable at the plate. Comes to the ballpark expecting to be in the lineup, and he has been. And he's produced since the break. A pickoff, and Martinez needed all 6'7" to get back in safely.
Might take him a while to get back up. And he also might smack Scooter Gennett right in the back of the head, messing with him. Tell you what, I was getting off the bus last night and walking back to the hotel with the guys and in the lobby, and this team we have is humongous. There's that guy, like the starting rotation average, got to average 6'4", 6'5". You got Martinez 6'7". I was sitting there talking to Tommy Edman, and I was like, this team is huge. I realize how big everyone is.
Tommy, not the biggest of guys, by the way.
Nope, but he and I were standing in the back talking and looking up, and everyone was felt like it was a head taller than both of us. Land of the Giants. The Dexter's got to be what, 6'4", 6'5". Goldschmidt got to be 6'3", 6'4". All the pitchers.
Right now, I'm curious if the Cardinals felt that Votto had a foul ball or whether or not that was a ground out, because then Joey got the double into right center, picked up an RBI. After that, Peraza single to left, drove in a run, and then Puig off the wall in right.
Definitely could have been a turning point.
There's a double play. 6-4. Did they get him? Angel Hernandez says yes, and that could be a big call. Immediately, Mike Schilt getting the attention of the crew chief. Cardinals will take a look.
Pretty close, but looked like he was just barely out.
So the second double play turned by the Reds. Both have been 6-4-3. Here's Dexter Fowler, now runner at third, and 2 outs. It's a big double play turn. You get one in this situation, at least you get on the board, get something going.
Yeah, that's just, unfortunately, it's part of the game. That is just a bad timing for a double play right there.
Let's see if Fowler can't pick up a 2-out hit.
And you're sitting, I'm not saying they would bunt, but I'm saying even a bunt or even just a fly ball into right center field, at least worst case scenario, first and third. Maybe you get second and third with 1 out. Not that Tyler did anything wrong, but that's just unfortunate.
And a grounder that's foul. In the hole, 0-2. He struck out back in the second. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout again of Dexter Fowler. Number 5 for Malley. Pitches out of trouble after the first 2 reached. The grand slam that he hit last night, a lot of firsts for him. First time in the big leagues, that first home run, and then the first grand slam. And Jimmy, is that a keepsake for Tommy, that baseball?
Yeah, it is. Thanks to the folks at Great American Ballpark. Tommy got the ball back as a memento of his first big league grand slam. That makes 8 career first memento balls for Tommy. As reported earlier, the first 7 remain in a bag on the floor of his bedroom at his parents' home in California. The grand slam ball will have a more prominent place because Tommy now has an apartment in St. Louis. This ball will go on his nightstand. Dan, Tommy told me he'd prefer to put it on his bureau, but he doesn't have one yet.
All right.
Just moved in.
Just moved in.
There's a thing called court furniture. Rental.
Here's Philip Irvin. You have any keepsakes, Jimmy? You still got them?
Yeah, I got a couple things from court furniture when I moved in.
I'm not talking about that.
I got plenty of them. You're going to play 17 years without a couple of keepsakes.
Happy birthday to our buddy Ricky Ankiel. Ricky Ankiel celebrating a birthday tonight. And unfortunately for him, he told me the ball that he threw in Colorado, he had the 2 throws that are famous plays in Cardinals history. He was house got robbed and is missing it, and it's lined to short. So I was hoping with all the different teams that you played for that didn't get lost in the travel.
Well, you know what's interesting is when they first started doing the little holograms on the ball, they didn't really explain it too well. Major League Baseball didn't, or either did anyone. And so we thought that the baseballs were being tracked or being taken for purpose of selling. So a lot of guys didn't get them, you know,
authenticated.
Yeah, sorry, I was searching for that word. I don't know why. And so I have a lot of baseballs at home. I don't know what the heck they are. I mean, they're not stuff like from a home run or from this or that, but they are kind of like, I know they're from, say, a last out of an inning in a World Series game or a playoff game, and they're there. I just don't know which ones are which. And then our trainer Barry Weinberg would make awesome writings on a home run ball. Got a bunch of those, and it's pretty cool.
That's lined, and the curveball hung again by Wainwright. Iglesias 1 for 2.
Yeah, he's thrown a lot of balls down the middle tonight with every pitch, and he just hasn't had a chance. He really hasn't gotten anything on the edges. You can take a look here. The ball in the middle of the plate, it doesn't matter which ball it is. That's the only one really made a pretty good pitch, but just the wrong guy. See, everything's kind of up middle thigh and too much of the plate, and that's really what's going to kill you as a pitcher. Doesn't matter velocity or break or movement, motion, anything. Get the ball in the center of the plate, it's going to get hit.
It's been a tough go on the road. Now they need a double play. Colton Wong, 753 innings coming into play tonight at second, 4th most. Part of the most double plays turned at second base. DeYoung over 800 innings, 5th in baseball. He's been a part of 72. And that's most among shortstops. Runner goes, hit and run to perfection. Malley, the pitcher, is now 2 for 2, and trotting to third, Iglesias.
It's the breaking ball again, and all he's trying to do is just hit it and hit it in the right spot. Shortstop covering second base, and that is what the hit and run is all about.
I think some may question with a right-handed batter, pitcher up. Maybe we should go through this, but Wainwright now at the plate. He doubled to left center and takes a pitch low, but
I think it's definitely a good thing that what you're thinking right now.
Well,
go ahead and say it.
I just wrote it to you. I said right-handed batter, why is DeYoung going to the bag at second base? You know, you anticipate a pull. He's not throwing hard, and
especially with the breaking ball.
Yeah, and Wong would be your guy then to go to the bag, and you keep DeYoung where he's at.
Yeah, I think that maybe they think that if he throws the fastball that he's going to hit the ball to right field, the right side, and so you just generically play it that way, and then he mixes in the curveball, and I think sometimes you stop and shift and I think he's going to pull the curveball. Maybe sometimes it just catches everyone off guard. And not everyone, and not the coaching staff, but sometimes the guys are out there and they're just in the zone as far as, okay, this is up, this is how we're going to play it, and don't shift on pitch.
I think to your point, runner goes again, and it's foul. With a fastball, pitcher probably hits it to the right side.
Yep.
More times than not. But as we mentioned, Wainwright now throwing a fastball 88, 89 miles an hour. Curveball's got a big hump. It's slow.
And you also got to give credit to the guy hitting, especially the pitcher. Be able to put that ball on the ground, pull it in the hole a little bit. Just, you know what? When it works, it works.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what you do.
Two balls, two strikes with one out. Runners at the corners. David Bell ejected in this game. Aaron Boone has got Cincinnati ties. He was ejected in the Yankee game last night. And the field mics could pick up his conversation. Clearly one-sided. Into deep right. Martinez back, and it's gone. A home run. Ryan Lavarnway. He's got a double and now a homer. And he drives in 3 with one swing of the bat.
Pretty much welcome to the team right here, huh? And a fastball right down the middle. Pretty good swing right there.
This will be a double switch. Walker will come in. Bader hops out of the dugout. Fowler coming to the dugout, and the night for Adam Wainwright is through. So here in game 2, it's all Reds, 7-0. Game 7-0 favor of the Cincinnati Reds as Wainwright is knocked out after 3 1/3. 9 hits, 7 runs, struck out 4, no walks, gave up the home run to Lavarnway, who is driven in for the 7. Bader takes over, part of the double switch in center field, and he'll go into the 9 position in the Cardinal lineup. And Waka goes into the 5th position. Hyundai pitch arsenal. Michael Waka, by the way, has not pitched in a ball game since the 4th of July. Free agent to be, and you'd have to think that Waka's name is being talked about among other teams. 0-1 pitch. And you'd also have to think that maybe Michael is not going to be overly sharp in this appearance. We'll see. (3-0). Excuse me, 2-1. So Jesse Winker at the plate. He is struck out and also lined out to left. 3-2. fouled back again. Three-two pitch to Winker. Back to Michael Wacha off his glove. Winker hustling down the line for the infield hit. And that's that kind of night right now for St. Louis.
Yep, right back at him, and he just missed it. A little close for reaction time, but you can see right here, like he had a chance to catch it and just didn't. Tough play though.
There's Joey Votto, 2 for 2, single, run scored, run batted in, single to left center, and a double to right center. And that pitch hit down the left field line, slicing, foul. So the Cubs win today as we speak. The Cardinals 3 games out. If they do not come back in this game, they'd be 3.5 going into the ball game tomorrow night here at the Great American Ballpark. And so a half game back in Milwaukee at the start of play. Oh, 1 pitch. The check swing. He went 0-2. And Votto strikes out against Michael Wacha.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Trying to just go after him when he's in 2-strike mode. He's trying to protect, trying to fight off your off-speed pitches. I just think you just got to go after him.
The batter is Jose Peraza with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Filling in for Suarez, ejected back in the first inning. So he argued with the home plate umpire and went out to take his position, then ejected. David Bell then ejected, and Peraza came in at third. Hit a soft liner to left and picked up an RBI. 1 for 1 tonight.
Good pitch.
You noticed something with Michael Wacha when we were talking about him in Seattle in terms of either how tall he stands on the mound or not.
Yeah, how upright he gets. And I actually had a conversation with him about it. And it's funny, as I went up and talked to him about it, and he said he knew exactly what I was going to say when I said it, and found that he was standing a little bit taller when he was younger. He had a little bit more downward plane, and he said he started to hunch over a little bit to keep his wind up more controlled and under control and together, and it's just kind of developed into that.
Good friends and news this date in Cardinals history. Rick Ankiel, now 40-year-old, welcome to the club. Pitcher, then outfielder, but always had that. And that's that play we were talking about in Colorado. He had 2 of them, and remarkable athlete Rick Ankiel turns 40 today. Happy birthday, Rick. Lou Fuse, all you have to do is take a test drive and register to potentially get 20 grand in cash, vacation, mortgage paid for. It's all at Lou Fuse and their various outlets. We thank them for everything they've done for Fox Sports Midwest and Cardinals baseball, and teaming up with us in 2019.
Shoot, I'm going to go take a test drive.
Not a bad deal, huh?
Not a bad deal.
Good folks there, do a lot in our community. Ground ball off the bat of Wong, and that's the first out. DeYoung grounded into a double play his first time up. Cardinals have 3 hits. Well, Wainwright, the struggles continue on the road tonight. Tomorrow, Miles Michaelis, his ERA away from Busch Stadium is near 7.5. Flaherty on Sunday, it's near 6 away from Busch Stadium. That trio, Waino, Michaelis, Flaherty, have been awfully good at home. Game number 96 tonight. The Cardinals 3 above the 500 mark as DeYoung sends one out to right center. Pretty well hit. Edge of the track. Winker the catch, and there's 2 away. Kick off the 2004 National League Championship Anniversary Weekend presented by Heartland Coca-Cola. Friday, July 26th. 30,000 fans 16 and older take home a mystery player home white replica jersey courtesy of Cooper Tires. Edmonds, Roland, Carp, Walker, Izzy have a chance to take home that mystery player home white jersey. Andrew Kisner grounded to short first time up. The 0-2 pitch to Kisner. Ground ball right side. Backing up a bit, Votto fields it to his left. 7-0 Cincinnati. 5 rolls in. We tell you Michaelis will go tomorrow. Budweiser, what's on tap? He's coming off a complete game. That was Monday against the Pirates. On the air tomorrow at 5:30 St. Louis time. Game 3, Reds and Cardinals. Budweiser, what's on tap? Boy, was he good on Monday night. Woo.
Sharp.
Yasiel Puig, Scooter Gennett, Phillip Ervin. Waka got the final 2 outs in the home half of the 4th. It's 7-0 Cincinnati. Wainwright started this ball game with 3 1/3, and after 2 innings had struck out 4 of the 7 that he faced, and then ran into trouble in that 3rd inning. Knocked out in the 4th. Knockout blow, a 3-run homer, Ryan Lavarnway.
Yeah, all of a sudden he just found the middle of the plate.
And Puig lifts a fly ball into shallow right. Drops in front of Martinez. And Puig is 2 for 3. Now, one single was like that. The one that he had back in the 3rd was off the wall in right center at 109.8 miles per hour off the bat.
And I just still go back to this. He is so deep. And there's just no way he's going to get there. And I know he's not the best outfielder. I know he works hard. He's a good kid. He does everything he's asked to do, Jose. But still, to me, if the ball goes over his head where he's standing, it's a home run. So I don't understand why there's any reason to stand that deep.
You talk to guys about that?
We do. We talk about it. Willie and I talk about it. I just, you know, it's not my place to be in the way. And that's just my opinion. I know he doesn't go back on the ball that well. Most people don't. But you got to play the odds. And like I said,
and this one falls in front of Martinez.
If Puig hits the ball on the nose, it's going to be a home run. So you got to take a chance that maybe he's going to make a good pitch, and then he's either going to jam him or he's going to hit it off the end of the bat. Certain guys you just don't have to worry about ball going over your head. Like Mark McGwire hits the ball in the nose, it's a home run. That's Yasiel Puig's kind of pop, right? Maybe different guys.
Arms extended for him for sure.
Well, just you're talking about barrels. You're talking about ball getting centered towards you, and you're worried about going over your head. There's two things that can happen. You look back at the wall and you say, on a medium fly ball to the top of the fence I can get to, or it's a home run. And that's where you play your depth. Then you start to get with guys that can pitch and move the ball around and it's got splits. You have to start creeping in a little bit and expecting him to make his pitch and not just throw a fastball down the middle to get smacked.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouled back, 0-2. Fastball taken high. One and two the count, 2 runners on and nobody out. Reds half of the 5th inning. Irvin is lined out to short, fly to right. Three and two the count on Phillip Ervin with runners at first and second. Walker's thrown 22 pitches thus far. And the 3-2 fouled back.
Still waiting for a foul ball, Danny.
Ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it will not happen in this booth. Not with
Darn
us.
it.
Hope to be proven wrong. Passmores are here. The Passmore family reunion made the trip to Cincinnati, their annual visit.
Well traveled. Is that the group I saw you meeting in the lobby today?
Yep.
The big group.
Really big group. Nice people too. Tim met him down in Miami. 3-2 and the pitch is popped up. Infield fly and the catch made by Paul Goldschmidt for the first out. And I did offer a Jim Edmonds visit with the Passmores. And they were so excited to have the opportunity to get some signed baseballs, maybe some pictures.
Send them up.
Also a nice note here from Chet Willoughby. Chet is here tonight. Chet Willoughby. He's going to be trying to help out the guys on the radio side. Here's Iglesias with runners at first and second, 1 out. He's 1 for 2. Oh, there's Chet in the background. There he is, and John Rooney and Rick Worden. Jim Jackson blocked back there, but always doing his job, you know that.
This guy's Iglesias just swings as soon as the ball comes out of the hand. Swinging a couple pitches that have almost hit him in the last 2 days.
I thought you had the distinct pleasure of meeting the Passmores.
I've only seen them from a distance.
Okay.
I knew when I go down to the lobby and you're talking to more than 15 people that I probably should stay away. I did not know at the time that it was the family.
I told you a lot about them.
Yep, or I've gotten right in the middle of it, but I just figured you just had a group in town and I was trying to stay out of your business.
You're trying to be respectful.
Yes, sir.
That's what you do. Here's a 2-1 pitch with 1 out and 2 runners on. Ground ball and a diving stop by Edman. And gets the force play with Wong covering the bag at second. Great play, Tommy Edman.
That is a nice play right there, and smart job, Colton Wong. Probably not going to turn 2, but not even trying to.
Hot night here at the ballpark, so that's one way you stay cool.
Whoa. A little sideways rain.
Tyler Mahle at the plate, looks at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. 8 and 9 in the lineup tonight for the Reds. 4 for 4. 2 singles, a double, and a 3-run homer. And they've scored 4 runs. Little chopper to Edman. He'll go across the diamond, and no damage done. Reds strand a pair. We move to inning number 6. It's 7-0. Edman Martinez coming up. Take a look at our 2004 National League Championship Team ring. Presented by Heartland Coca-Cola. Replica rings will be given out. Mystery player ring courtesy of Edward Jones. Bader part of a double switch. That was back in the 4th. Wainwright lifted from the game. Fowler came out. And the Cardinals trying to figure out Tyler Mahle. 10 runs that he allowed in his last start. He's got 10 losses this year, but tonight held the Cardinals off the scoreboard and only 3 hits allowed. So Bader, then the top of the lineup. (7-0) our score. Reds got 4 in the bottom of the 3rd, 3 more in the bottom of the 4th, and it's 7-0 as Bader starts inning number 6 with a base hit through the box and his first hit of the night. So Bader part of the double switch, 1 for 1, and now Tommy Edman. And Edman tonight has struck out swinging and also flied to center. Kubota Power Stats most home runs visiting team at the Great American Ballpark since 2018. Brewers, Cardinals, Pirates, Cubs. No surprise to see Central teams there. Edman had the grand slam hit last night.
It's a pretty nice job of hitting last night by him after having a tough start to the game. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Struck out the first 2 times and then delivered. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Tommy Edman, and a ground ball base hit into right, and Bader will stop as Puig shows off the arm.
Another good piece of hitting right here. Just gets a changeup. Quick showing off the arm. If he'd made that throw like that last night, he'd have been safe at third.
Wonder how hard he throws. Wonder the hardest throw that Yasiel Puig has had.
That would be interesting.
Put him on the mound. Here you go. Boom. When you have an arm like that, you like to show it off, and he certainly does that. Here's Jose Martinez. Pitch count at 83 for Malley. Jose has walked and also struck out swinging. Edman, that was his first base hit. Back-to-back singles. Runners at first and second. And a strike to Martinez. That's pretty great respect if you've got Harrison Bader stopping at second base on a single to right.
No kidding. Just do not try it.
Here's the 0-1. Now 0-2. Martinez spun away, maybe looking for something else, and a bit frustrated. Matt Bowman, the former Cardinal, getting loose in the pen. And the 0-2. All right, Jimmy, if you had to take a guess of the hardest throw, we found it, miles per hour wise, for Yasiel Puig, what's your guess?
I'm going to say probably not 100 and probably not 90. So I'm going to say a 95 to 97.
96.8. Well done.
That's unbelievable. StatCast?
Yes, sir. 96.8, the hardest throw. Fastest throw.
Or hardest, whatever you want to call it.
The next two, Martinez fouled back.
Almost. That's how you get on top of it right there. Almost. So the hands go up. Try to get down on top of the ball or up on top of the ball and swing down on it.
And he spoiled that pitch. Bowman continues to throw in the bullpen for Cincinnati. And he spent much of 2016 and 17 very dependable coming out of the Cardinals pen. 134 games. It's a lot of games.
You're right. Out there a lot.
Jose just got a piece of that. Reds had signed Bowman back in early November. Opportunity to win a job out of spring training. And a ground ball machine, as we saw in St. Louis.
Good sinker.
Yep. 0-2 pitch to Martinez again. And it's hit to the right side. The diving stop by Scooter Gennett, and safe. Martinez getting down the line as well as we've seen him in recent games.
Was that shift for you?
Also, I think Gennett didn't take into account how hard Martinez was running. He should be out. He should be able to pop up and make that play.
Well, look where Joey Votto is right there, and he doesn't even try to get to the bag. He's got to wait for him.
That's it. You're right, Jimmy.
Well, I was talking about the shift. Joey Votto is way too far. He's so far off the bag right there that he actually went after that ball.
Yep, you're right.
And so maybe the pitcher might need to get over there if he's. But I mean, for the pitcher to think that he needs to cover first on a ground ball to second, he's got to be out of his mind. So,
one swing of the bat. And
back
the Cardinals, right back in it. It snaps an 0 for 17 for Jose Martinez. Here's Goldschmidt, bases loaded.
Ooh, I like that. Here's the thing that I'm talking about too is we're shifting so much that is literally throwing guys out of whack that have been in the league for 15 years. Joey Votto right there did not know where to go. I mean, he was almost playing second base if there was a left-handed pull hitter up.
Look how far he's off the line here.
Same thing. If you're Jose Martinez, your secondary lead should be almost to where he's at. And there's no way they would be able to turn a double play.
I mean, he's got to be what? What do you think, Jimmy? Within a step of him?
He's almost halfway to second base. He's probably 40% of the way.
Goldschmidt with a high fly ball out to left field, backing up Irvin. He's on the track and makes the catch. Two runners will tag up. Martinez stays put. Cardinals get on the board. That's Bader scoring, and it's now 7-1.
And you see where the throw went. Second base, keep the double play in order. It's a pretty smart play by the left fielder right there.
So Goldschmidt with a couple of hits tonight, and now a run batted in, the only run batted in for St. Louis. And it brings in Tyler O'Neill. It's interesting that the Reds right now sticking with the right-hander, and I'm sure if they had their normal complement of guys in their bullpen, they'd have to take a hard look at going to a Bowman or somebody else in this spot, but they've been throwing a ton of innings, and now it's Tyler O'Neill, who's 0 for 2. Good cut. Jairo Munoz at the on-deck circle. He would hit for Michael Wacha. Chasen Shreve throwing in the Cardinals pen. He did go.
Good time for a big hit.
Stays away. Full count now on O'Neill. This may be the final batter for Malley.
Might be. That's not necessarily a bad thing either.
And sac fly by Goldschmidt, his first as a Cardinal since 2017. O'Neill, a base hit into left. He makes it a 7-2 Cincinnati lead. His first hit of the night, drives in a run. And it brings in Tommy Edman.
It's a little cutter right there. Threw right down the middle.
Malley.
And hurt himself.
Yeah, grabbing his
like
left leg and maybe the hamstring cramp. Who knows? And he's limping a bit off the mound. So Matt Bowman coming on, and he'll face his former teammate. Looks like Jairo Munoz when we come back. Fest back for 20. Just $10 tickets for you, and the Cubs are in town. And that's coming up next homestand, Cardinals.com/McDonald's for those $10 seats. Matt Bowman, and those are the numbers with the Cardinals. A lot of games in a short amount of time. 156 games. He had a unique hand issue, finger issue, had surgery on that. Reds reached out to him, and here he is pitching for Cincinnati. Jairo Munoz with 2 runners on. 7-2 our score. Long ways to go in this game. Slowly hit towards short. Iglesias a flip and safe. O'Neill beat it out. Why wouldn't he just go across the diamond for the out?
This is what you talk about with the young players. Trying to make something happen in a 7-1 game or 7-2 game that you don't need to have. Just pick up the ball and get it out. Each out is so important.
Boy, oh boy.
I think he's got easy play at first base.
And that is ruled a base hit. Apparently the Reds take a long look at it, and now they want to challenge. In a key spot in this game, bases loaded, and Colton Wong coming up.
I think you almost have to challenge this if you're close, because one swing now, and this is really a tight game.
Jeanette reached out with the bare hand, and remember the play that Jeanette made on Martinez that was ruled in favor of St. Louis as he beat that out, and I think he's going to be safe. It's going to be very close, but it looks like he might be safe. Give O'Neill credit, hustling to second base.
Never give up. Keep playing the game hard, and that's exactly what he just did right there. Tyler O'Neill running hard.
He is safe, and so the Reds done with challenges. So the bases are loaded. Again, it's ruled an infield hit. Review 59 seconds, and they're all loaded up for Colton Wong. Cardinals a chance to make this really interesting. 7-2 our score. Bases loaded. Wong has singled to left and also grounded out to second. Big, and I mean a big gap in right center.
This is a big at bat for this game right here too.
They're pretty shallow in the outfield too. And there's a strike on Wong.
The back-to-back days with the grand slam.
Why not? A 1 pitch taken high, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Interesting that he's trying to throw him a slider or cutter instead of that sinker. And he's got a good sinker, and like the whole shortstop position is wide open.
Jared Hughes, a right-hander, throwing in the pen for the Reds. 2 balls and 1 strike. the trickle-down effect of not having your closer Iglesias, and then they do not have Amir Garrett. I mean, it's big. You would use him potentially in this spot. Speaking about the lefty Garrett, and then Lorenzen is a guy that can clean up innings. He's now probably their closer.
Got a long way to go between starter and closer right now.
Yep. The former Princeton Tiger, Matt Bowman, and a 2-2 pitch to Wong. And Wong hits a fly ball out to Puig in right center. Long way to go there. Makes the catch, and the throw allows the runner from first, Munoz, to tag up from first to second.
Well, and that's exactly why Harrison Bader ran last night, because you never know where he's going to throw the ball or if he's going to throw it on line. Take a look right here. He just catches it and fires it.
I mean, that's just bad baseball.
Great job by Munoz tagging.
I mean, I love his arm. He's a talent, but that's bad baseball.
It definitely is bad baseball. That's why they have those guys called cutoff men.
So 2 outs, and now DeYoung. And that throw allowed Munoz into scoring position. First pitch to Paul. He rips it fair inside the third base line, and definitely 2 runs will score. DeYoung to second base, and folks, we've got a ball game. BJC Healthcare difference maker, and a double that drives in 2 for Paul DeYoung. He now has driven in 42 on the year, and some misplays by the Reds defensively. Votto not getting back to the bag. Shortstop Iglesias going with a force play on a flip out of his glove. He had a play right at first base. Puig throwing to third, putting a man in scoring position. Isn't this something? From 7-0, it's now 7-5, and we definitely have a game. First pitch to Kisner, representing now the tying run for St. Louis against Jared Hughes. And Hughes, the third pitcher used by the Reds tonight, from 7-0 to 7-5. And this our Chevy called to the pen. Kisner hits it out to right center at the wall. And it is off the top of the wall. Andrew to second base. He's safe. And it's 7-6. A run scores. That's DeYoung. And it's a 1-run game, and he was inches away, it looked like, from tying this game up.
I thought that ball was going to go out for him right there. That would have been something. Did you say earlier in the day, never have a safe lead at this ballpark? Comes in ready to hit. Good swing. And just a 1.5 feet from tying up this game. And too bad they don't have any challenges.
Yep.
It's a heck of a tag right there.
And here's Bader. He started it all with a single to center field, and at that point it was 7-0. A base hit, and this game could be tied. Kisner runs pretty well. He's at second base. 7-6. 1 ball, 1 strike on Harrison Bader. And that pitch low, and it's 2-1. Top of the lineup, Tommy Edman is on deck. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Bader. Three and 1 to count.
Some pretty good takes right there by Harry. Not trying to be too aggressive.
Now you can be, though.
Get the ball up, though.
3-1 pitch to Bader. And he draws a walk. And this crowd restless now. And some boos. It's a big crowd. It's a fireworks night. And that'll bring out the fans.
Pretty full tonight. Good crowd.
And runners now at first and second. And look who it is again. He has a knack for that big hit.
One more would be really nice.
The 11th man to come to the plate for the Cardinals. They've got 6 hits in this inning. They've scored 6 runs. Here's Tommy Edman. And that's a ball. I mentioned that earlier when it was 7-0. No lead is safe. And in particular, when your bullpen is banged up right now, like the Cincinnati Reds are. Nowhere close. 2-0. And you can see Hughes calling out his catcher Wainwright. Since the break coming into play, the Cardinals were 5 for their last 22 with runners in scoring position and having driven in 7. And they've gotten some timely 2-out hits here in this inning. And Mike Shildt can actually smile a bit.
Gotta like the way this team has come back. Just keep pushing.
Remember, the inning started with their starting pitcher Malley. 5 1/3, 4 runs, 7 hits, struck out 5, 1 walk, no homers. Matt Bowman came in, gave up a base hit to Munoz, ruled a base hit on the flip play by Iglesias, trying to get the force. Then Wong with the bases loaded, a sac fly, RBI. DeYoung the big hit with 2 outs to score 2. And then Hughes gave up the double to Kisner, walked to Bader, and has fallen behind. 2-0 on Tommy Edman. Edman, chopper to Votto. He boots it. Kisner being waved in to the plate. We're tied. We're tied. 7-7 in a wild inning for St. Louis. Wow. An error on Votto, his 5th of the year, extends the inning to Martinez, and it's 7-7.
Tommy Edman hit the top spin ball to Joey Votto, and he just kicks it off the shin.
Unbelievable. 7 runs, the most in an inning this season. Now Jose Martinez, and Edman back in safely.
What a capper right here.
Been a tough inning defensively for Votto, and tough inning for the Reds all around. Jose Martinez has struck out, walked, and also singled. Big gap in left center. Does Tommy want to run? Push it. Stays away. What do you think? Would you do that if you're Mike Shildt? You've just played.
Yeah, you're right. You never know. I mean, obviously the times. I feel like he's kind of slow to the plate. You get a jump. Why not?
Or a hit and run. Now he's not around the plate.
He might not even throw through with Bader at third base. So you might buy yourself a free stolen base.
Keep attacking. And there it is, nearly a wild pitch, and that'll be a stolen base number 4 for Edman. Base hit puts the Cardinals on top, and it just just might be by 2.
It's a heck of a play by the catcher.
Sure was.
That's a run scoring wild pitch, and probably Edman going to third.
There is no one up and throwing right now for the Reds. Runners at second and third. Teammates, the edge of the dugout, sensing and smelling blood right now.
A nail on the head.
Taken low.
Having trouble throwing the ball in the strike zone.
Sure is. It's almost like he's pulling it and holding on to it too much.
Good sinker, and it's just trying to nibble at the bottom of the zone, trying to get a ground ball, and better start throwing some strikes.
And still no one throwing in the Reds' pen. A 3-1 pitch. 3-2. Chant of "Let's go Cardinals" here on the road, and it's getting louder by the second. 2 on, 2 outs, a 3-2 pitch. Martinez with a drive, left center. It is gone for the second consecutive night. A back-breaking bomb. Last night the grand slam. This one, 3-run shot. Martinez, and that's 10. Count them up. 10 runs in the inning.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
You could almost see it coming, though, couldn't you? And you know that guy hits the ball well in this ballpark, too. Dangerous hitter all the time, but especially here.
3-run homer. Jose Martinez, 10 runs for the Cardinals here in the top of the 6th. You gotta love it. And that is pulled foul by Goldschmidt, who had his first sac fly as a Cardinal in the first since 2017 in this inning. He's got 2 hits tonight.
Guess what now, though? Pressure's on. Now you gotta
win this game.
You gotta have this game.
The 2-1, and that's lined foul. The Nissan drive of the game. And this home run by Jose Martinez. The Cardinals with 10 runs in the inning. Jose Martinez with home run number 9. And the 2-2 tapped foul. I mean, this place is just shocked.
Did you see Carlos? Did you see Carlos Martinez in the bullpen jumping up and down?
Love it.
Like little kids.
What a win this could be. A long way to go, but man, oh man. 10-7 Cardinals. And Hughes is not fooling many. Five Cardinals have reached with 2 outs in this inning. And the 2-2. A remarkable inning for St. Louis. You won't forget this one anytime soon. Capped off by a 3-run bomb. 10 runs. Down 7-0. They now lead it 10-7 here in Cincy. In favor of the Cardinals in the first 5 innings, they went 3 for 16. 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. In the 6th inning alone, 8 for 10, 10 runs, 2 doubles, a homer, 5 for 5 with runners in scoring position. One of the most incredible innings you'll ever see. Wow. Last time the Cardinals scored 10 runs in an inning was all the way back in 2012 against the Cubs. They had 12 runs in the 7th inning of that game. The previous high for runs in an inning was 7 this year, and that was back on April 22nd against Milwaukee. They matched that, then went right on by with 1 swing for 10 in the inning. Here's Wainwright, and he's had a big night. He's driven in 4, RBI double, and a 3-run homer. There's 4 runs batted in. That ties a career high. And here's Shreve. And it totally changes how Mike Schilt probably was going to manage this game. When you're down 7 runs, you're thinking about your guy that will give you some innings to save your bullpen. Not anymore. Reds pitchers have allowed 10 runs in an inning for the first time since 2015, and that happened at Coors Field. You expect it there. Not necessarily 10 here, but that's baseball. Memories of John Mabry fresh in our minds after that inning. Cardinals had that remarkable comeback late against Danny Graves. And Mabes had that dramatic home run. Swing and a miss, and Shreve picks up a strikeout. Arcia give it everything. The best bullpen ERA in the National League. It's 4th best overall in baseball. Cleveland, Yankees, Oakland, and the Cardinals, but this is the best ERA-wise bullpen in the National League. Now Jesse Winker with Votto to follow, so some lefty-lefty matchups here, and that pitch is popped up. DeYoung calling for it, and he has it. 2 away.
You talk about this all the time, and you always talk about it when it doesn't happen. So we're going to talk about as it's happening is the shutdown innings after the big innings.
Yes,
these are so important, and not just this inning, even next inning. The bullpen's got to come out and really attack. You still have now you have a 3-run lead, so you got to play the game just like you did yesterday. When you have a big lead, you got to make smart plays, make good pitches, no walks, get the outs when you can get them, and don't try to do anything fancy.
Tell you what, a key play in this game that'll be overlooked.
Which?
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch, but so far, and no one will be talking about it, but it'll be from the 5th inning and a diving stop made by Tommy Edman to get a force play at second base. And with that diving stop, it saved a run. It would have been 8-0 at that point. Runners at first and second, and only 1 out. He made that play, got the force at second, and Michael Wacha, to his credit, pitched out of the jam.
That's where you talk about just getting outs, right? Try to do anything fancy. Don't turn the double play. Just make sure you get one at a time. Just like exactly the opposite of what the Reds did in that last inning with the flip play at the shortstop. If he catches that ball and throws it across and gets it out, you just take 1 out off the board, and those are the. And you start giving teams extra outs and start making you pay.
And the 1-1 taken low by Votto. Single to left center. RBI double to right center. Struck out. Adam Wainwright is off the hook tonight. Now with the 10-7 St. Louis lead. And that pitch missed. The importance of also not walking anyone. 3-run lead.
Keep guys off the bases.
John Gant pitched last night. He continues to throw. You've got Jose Peraza on deck. Here's a 3-1 by Shreve. And a foul ball. Well, we hope that you continued to watch, because in this game you just never ever know. Popped up left side. Edman over near the wall and out of play. Three and two the count. Robert Stevenson throwing for Cincinnati in their pen. 3-2 pitch, missed in, and a 2-out walk. Well, Mike Schilt managing as if this is a very important game. He's not going to take any chances.
Well, you know, we talked about last night. They all are right now. Anytime you get a chance right now, especially after the All-Star break, after struggling a little bit, every win is important.
So the 2-out walk to Votto. Peraza coming up. Gant coming in. Sixth inning defense, part of the story.
Yep. Well, we'll count them up, but there's one out that should have been made. There's another out that should have been made. That is now 2 outs. A bad throw allows an extra base runner to get to second base to score on a base hit. And then a 3rd out should have been made. Cardinals got 6 outs in the 6th inning. Hustle play right there. The big homer. Cap it off with a 10-run 6th inning. Just what the doctor ordered.
Man.
6 outs in that inning they got.
Here's John Gant to face Peraza with a runner at first base. Gant pitched in the 6th inning. Last night's ball game. Went a third of an inning, gave up a run, couple of hits, 1 walk. So Robert Stevenson getting loose, and his night brutal last night. He went 2/3 of an inning, 5 runs, 4 hits, gave up the grand slam to Tommy Edman. It's worth repeating that 6th inning, 8 for 10, 10 runs, 2 doubles, home run, 5 for 5 with runners in scoring position for the Cardinals. But as Jimmy mentioned, this is one you got to win. 10-7. And the 1-1. Base hit out to left. Tying run will come to the plate. Brings in Yasiel Puig, who's got 2 hits tonight.
It's a changeup right there. Just stayed right in the middle of the plate. Seems like Johnny Gant can't buy a break right now after pitching so well first half of the season.
Puig representing the tying run. So play here in the home half of the 6th. And a fastball at 97 taken high. Cardinals looking ahead to the 7th will have O'Neill. Munoz took over in right field after pinch hitting last inning. and Colton Wong. Puig had a 9-pitch at bat first time up, resulted in a fly out to right, singled off the wall, then was caught stealing, and a bloop into shallow right field. And the 1-0 taken low, 2 balls and no strikes. Looked to be a pretty good pitch, but Andrew had to reach for it. Dangerous spot here.
Dangerous spot, dangerous count, dangerous man at the plate. Got to make a pitch.
Shreve got the first 2, then walked Votto. Peraza the single to left. 2-0 the count on Yasiel Puig. Puig with a drive out to right, but that'll stay in the ballpark as Munoz will make the catch. So Gant gets the fly out, and the Reds strand a pair. Cast AI powered by AWS, one of the biggest homers of the year. The Cardinals had tied the game up at 7 after being down 7-0 all in one inning, and then that home run, a 3-run shot. Jose Martinez, and a fired up St. Louis dugout. 10-7 our score. It was 10 runs, the most they've scored in an inning on 8 hits. There's Robert Stevenson against Tyler O'Neill, and the first pitch is strike. Gateway Honda dealers home run inning, $1,000 donated to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri if the Cardinals hit a home run. Up and in, 2-1. Well, right back out there is Stevenson after 2/3 and 5 runs in game 1. As O'Neill pops it back to our right. Gave up the grand slam to Tommy Edman in that inning. And we saw Sims and Wandy Peralta and Herget. Nobody currently throwing for the Cardinals in their pen. And the 2-2 pitch to Tyler O'Neill, taken just a bit high. The 3-2 pitch to O'Neill. And he struck him out. Sometimes the first pitch of the at bat is the best pitch you're going to get. That may have been the case with Tyler O'Neill.
And I think that first pitch was off the plate, but I think this guy's more of he's got a good fastball, but he doesn't throw a lot of them for strikes. And yesterday it looked like a couple guys were looking off speed, and then you see it right there. He had to go to make a pitch. He made it with the slider.
Here's Jairo Munoz, and there's that slider. Munoz had the infield hit as Iglesias came in and flipped the ball to second. Did not go across the diamond, and everybody was safe. O'Neill was hustling on the play. Was then challenged by the Reds, and call was not overturned, so they're out of challenges. Currently in their pen, they've got Lorenzen, Sims, and Herget from the right side, and Peralta from the left. Cardinals on their bench have Matt Wieters and Edmundo Sosa. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Munoz puts it in play. Gloved by Peraza. What do you think it's like right now for David Bell? He's in the manager's office more than likely, and he saw his team jump out to a 7-0 lead. He was ejected early on. If you just joined us, along with his third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Man, oh man.
Yeah, he's not happy for sure. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be happy with my third baseman getting ejected like that. I think he had his say. He could have gone up there and done a lot of things and then got ejected, and then David gets ejected, and now look where you're at.
Here's Colton Wong.
Especially the way Suarez hits against the Cardinals.
2-0 the count on Wong. Single to left, grounded out. Sac fly with the bases loaded. Crowd tonight 37,652. 37652. And Wong yanks one foul down the right field line. Last time the Cardinals, and I remember this game, rallied from 7 runs down to win a game was May 12th, 2002 in Cincinnati. They trailed 8-0. They scored 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 5 in the 8th to win it, 10-8. And you may recall a J.D. Drew 2-run homer to break the 8-8 tie. Three and 2 the count on Colton Wong.
Is that in the old stadium?
It was.
I thought. I can't remember what year this was built, but I feel like we played there a few times.
I remember they were building this, and much of the seating was out.
Yep.
As they had to build it into this particular spot in ballpark.
It doesn't seem like that old stadium was down here, does it? A different place.
3-2 to Wong, and he yanks that one foul.
Colton's looking for that slider. Hang it. Come on, hang it.
3-2 pitch. Good at bat by Colton Wong. 2-out walk. 8-pitch at bat. Cardinals have received their 3rd walk tonight. Here's Paul DeYoung. Big hit in that 6-run inning with 2 outs and 2 on. He doubled down into the left field corner that scored 2. Maybe after last night and that base hit, he gets in one of those patented Paul DeYoung runs where he just gets red hot.
Said he was feeling closer.
2 outs, runner at first, and Stevenson steps off the pitching rubber. And DeYoung hits it down the left field line. You bet he's starting to get hot. Launched it up there. It gets out of here in a hurry. A no-doubter. 2-run shot, DeYoung. And the Cardinals now have opened up a 5-run lead. On behalf of Paul DeYoung, the Gateway Honda dealers donating $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. The Cardinals now a 12-7 lead. Bam! Wow.
Somebody will get out of here. And who's talking about the stadium, not the ballpark, not the field.
Man, oh man.
Crushed. Here we go again. Back to the slider off the plate for a strike.
But Jimmy, you could see it though with DeYoung. He's staying back a little bit more. He's not out in front. Ball's getting a little bit deeper. You trust your hands, all those things. Ball was crushed, and his second home run in as many nights.
420 feet.
(12-7) now. Cardinals. 12 runs in an inning and 2/3. Kisner had an RBI double that brought in Paul DeYoung and then scored for Jared Hughes in that big 6th inning. 1 for 3 tonight. And the 1-2 pitch taken outside. Malley, the starter, 5 1/3. 4 runs on 7 hits. Bowman, 1/3 of an inning, 2 runs. Hughes, 1/3 of an inning, 4. And now Stevenson, 2/3 of an inning and 2 on 1 swing. And a strikeout of Andrew Kisner. 2 in the inning, but 2 runs scored thanks to the All-Star Paul DeYoung in his 15th home run. Driven in 4 tonight. 7 Cardinals after trailing 7-0. We check in with Jim Hayes.
I was talking with Paul DeYoung about the Cards' play so far in the second half and about how they battled back last night to win. He said he thought there was a different feeling in the clubhouse. He told me it seems we've been having more fun this week than we've had in 2 months. He said we know what we have to do and we think we have all the pieces in place to make it happen. And Dan, on the pregame show, he was also talking about keeping his back heel stuck to the ground. That's kind of what you guys were talking about with his approach at the plate.
It's been fun to watch. Stays back and does some damage, and Jimmy, clearly that it's paid off. I mean, the guy is starting to get hot again.
Yeah, he's getting locked in. He knows he's getting locked in. Now it's just all about pitch selection and recognition, getting pitches in the zone to hit.
It's hit out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. John Gant came in relief of Shreve. Gave up a single and then pitched out of a jam of runners at first and second, and Puig up. And let's just say that Puig was less than happy after making the final out. You think that's the right way to put it?
Yeah, at least he hustled down the line.
It's not a good look. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Scooter Gennett hits it out of play. Andrew Miller warming in the Cardinal pen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Complexion of this game has completely changed. Down 7-0, then tied it up 7-7, and still in the inning, Martinez made it a 10-run inning, and DeYoung has added a 2-run homer. There's a fly ball to Munoz in right, and he'll make the catch for the first down. A lot of reasons to catch a Cardinals game, even more reasons to score your tickets at StubHub. Best selection of 100% MLB verified tickets available even after the first pitch. StubHub, official partner of the Cardinals. Phillip Ervin is hitless tonight, 0 for 3. Popped up and drops for a strike. Ervin is fly to right, lined out to short, popped out to first with 2 runners on. And here we are again where the bullpen is becoming a story for the Cardinals. Adam Wainwright went 3 1/3. Gave up the 7 runs that Cincinnati scored, and since that time they have not been able to play to run.
Well, and I like the fact that Johnny Gant's getting to go back out there and pitch, maybe work himself through some funk that he's had. Definitely hasn't thrown as good or as well as he had earlier on, but it's nice to see him go back out there and moving the ball around.
Base hit into center in the second hit against Gant tonight.
Except for that,
he is getting hit a little bit harder here recently.
He's got that velocity. He does make some mistakes at times that guys aren't used to seeing him. He can throw the ball by guys. He can use that changeup and that curveball, and just hasn't been working out as well lately. But he's still got great stuff. He's still hitting 97. I just feel like he's just not as sharp as he was early on.
Some of the pitches up.
Yep.
More so than that good late sink or tailing action. That pitch was up, but a foul ball by Iglesias. Gant also had the ability early on to get ground balls in double plays. He was among the league leaders in pitchers coming out of the pen and inducing that ground ball in double play, and that's what he'd love to do right now.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, though, the ball, he was getting the ball down and moving the ball around, and now the pitches are up a little bit more. Tough to get a ground ball when you're throwing the ball up in the zone.
It's right off the end of the bat, the cup of the bat, and splintered and shattered. Here's the 0-1 pitch by John Gant. Chased a ball.
This guy likes to swing the bat. One of those guys you don't try to throw strikes with. You just try to throw it around the zone a little bit. Get him to chase.
Josh Van Meter at the on deck circle, and a 1-2 pitch. That's a tough pitch there. Tailing in, good velocity again by Gant. His spot is coming up for the Cardinals, third in the lineup. Left on the bench, 2 position players, Wieters and Sosa. So more than likely you'll see Sosa pinch hit.
Look at that speed range, 97 to 77.
And the 1-2 pitch by John Gant. Ground ball, could be 2. 6-4-3 on the double play. Sends us to the 8th. Good work by Gant. It's 12-7. And that's been the case. Chevy called to the pen. It's not only the ballpark, but as we've seen, the bullpen issues that the Reds have coming into this contest tonight. Josh Van Meter takes over at third base. That'll send Peraza from third to short, and Iglesias is out of the game. And so the pitcher will go Herget, the new pitcher, double switched here.
Where will he go, Danny? Tell me.
Well, I'm figuring it out. He'll go in the 7 spot.
How's that scorecard looking over there?
A lot of changes.
Couple of lineouts, little scratches.
A lot of changes. Van Meter goes in the 8th spot. Here's Bader. He was part of a double switch back in the 4th on what has been a crazy night here at the Great American Ballpark. 12-7. Cardinals with the lead. 19 combined runs. Herget is the 4th reliever used by the Reds and the 5th pitcher overall. Pitched the 9th inning last night. It was a scoreless inning. He walked the first man, then got Tommy Edman, the top of the lineup, to fly out. And then Edmundo Sosa, that was the moment he'll never forget. That first base hit happened off of Herget, and it turned into a double play. Stevenson, an inning, 2 runs on 1 hit, struck out 2, 1 walk. Last time the Cardinals trailed a game by 7 runs like they did tonight, and Bader skies one into shallow left, and the catch made by Urban. But this has been a long time ago. Last time the Cardinals trailed a game by 7 or more runs and eventually scored at least 12, May 9th, 1992. And that was against Atlanta entering the bottom of the 4th in that ball game. Cardinals in this game were trailing 7-0 going into the 6th. So Herget gets the first man, first time that Bader's been retired, and a strike to Tommy Edman, top of the lineup here in the 8th inning for St. Louis. Edmundo Sosa has moved to the on deck circle.
Like to see him get another chance. A little redemption at staying on the bag.
Dominic Leone throwing in the Cardinals pen.
Start your slide earlier at second base.
0-2 the count on Edman. And Tommy hits a fly ball into center. Jesse Winker under it. And that's out number 2. So here's the play last night. If you missed it, Sosa gets a bloop into right that falls. First ever major league hit. Puig with a cannon to third, out there, and out there as he came off the bag. And with that, the 5th Cardinal to collect his first major league hit.
What's your first major league homer? This ballpark would be a good one.
Now, didn't John Brebbia get a hit this year?
Yes.
So actually, there's been, I was looking at position players, there's been 6 now to get their first ever major league hit. And Sosa hits it sharply to third, handled by Van Meter. And a 1-2-3 for Herget. Van Meter leads it off in the bottom of the 8th when we come back. Telecast is presented by the authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Even Les Nessman at WKRP would be going wild over this one. You ever watch WKRP in Cincinnati?
I did. Yes, I did.
See that shot, you'd see the Fountain Square.
I like it.
Fountain is turned on every year. The Saturday before opening day, which is always an opener for Cincinnati at home, remains on until the temperatures dip below freezing. And a base hit greets Dominic Leone here in this 8th inning. You know, you think about this, Jimmy, it's a 5-run lead. It's not over yet. Still 6 outs to go. Chevy called to the pen as Leone. It was not that long ago. Cincinnati was 4 games out, and the talk was, we're adding. We're going for it. Games like this, tough to recover from at times if you lose them. And again, it's not over yet. Long way to go.
Well, it's also the style of play, right?
Absolutely.
The way you lose and the way you go about it. Your guys not running balls out, not hitting the cutoff man, making plays that they shouldn't be trying to make, and it all happens, but it's happening as a group, and that's where you start to have to kind of check yourself a little bit.
Wainwright with a career high 4 knocked in tonight. RBI double, 3-run homer, and struck out swinging against Shreve. Cardinals turned a double play to end the 7th, and there's a fly ball out to center, and it's a career night for Wainwright, a 2-run homer, and it's now 12-9. He's driven in 6 of the 9. What a debut.
Pretty good swing right there. AAA yesterday and the big leagues today with 2 homers.
Welcome back.
Good swing. Staying back. This ball hits the glass all the way out there, which is a pretty good poke, and bounces back to Harry, and Harry fires it out of the stadium and onto the street.
So Leon, the single, Van Meter, Wainwright 2-run homer. His night is through, and Mike Schilt not wasting any time. He's going to go with Andrew Miller when we come back. Not a stretch of off days. Andrew Miller in the last 7 days has appeared in 4 games, including back-to-back. Now Miller picked up the save last night, gave up a leadoff hit and then a strikeout, a line out, a ground out, picked up the save. You have Giovanni Gallegos, who threw 28 pitches last night. Brebbia has thrown in 4 of the last 7 and threw 9 pitches last night, but back-to-back days. 32. So that's what's left in your pen.
So Brebbia and Miller have gone back-to-back, but Gallegos threw 28 pitches. So yeah, it's whoever feels the best today. And then you got the same tomorrow, right? You got another situation where you got guys, maybe now you got Miller throwing 3 days in a row. And then you'll have either Gallegos or Brebbia pitching 3 or 2 days in a row with a lot of pitches. So it's like you said, juggling that bullpen is probably the toughest job for the manager, as far as trying to keep everyone healthy and trying to keep everyone fresh.
Got an inning and 2/3 out of Walker. Shreve 2/3. Gant inning and a third. Leon did not record an out, and now Miller all in relief of Adam Wainwright. So this game is far from over because you've got some guys probably on fumes. Top of the lineup here with Winker, Votto, and then Peraza.
And you also have Carlos Martinez, which is thrown in 4 games this week, but he had yesterday off.
The 2 days before that, a combined 42 pitches. Slider misses outside. 3-1. 12-9 in a wild one here in game 2 of this series.
Andrew Miller has definitely picked it up in his last 10 appearances. You can see right there. That one HR, that one home run allowed was to a lefty, I believe, on a slider.
Mike Lamb of Arizona, and he walks him. So after this single and 2-run homer, a walk issued by Miller. Winker is aboard. Mike Maddox out to visit. Yeah, you got to wonder just how much is left in the tank of Miller here. He's got Joey Votto, and then it's a couple of right-handers. Then you have another lefty in Jeanette. You may not want to do it, but you may have to really push Carlos Martinez tonight. We'll see. And as we say that, he starts to throw. Here's Votto, who is single to left center, a double, RBI to right center, struck out, and then walked in the 6th. First pitch to him, and strike one. Joey Votto with one hit against Andrew Miller, 1 for 7. Only time that Miller has gone 3 days in a row, and that one apparently caught Kisner, and they're going to check on him, was June 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So one time he's done this, gone 3 days in a row. The only available player on the bench for the Cardinals is the backup catcher tonight, and that's Matt Wieters.
Yeah, I couldn't figure. I thought I hit him in the foot at first, but it hit him in the forearm.
Slider and a beauty, nothing in 2.
Yeah, maybe not wanting to be in there against that pitch.
Slider and struck him out.
You don't see Joey Votto get, I wouldn't call him overmatched, but uncomfortable in the box very often. And the last 2 times against Andrew Miller, he has been very uncomfortable.
So that last night too, bailing on some of those sliders. Now Jose Peraza, 2 hits tonight, and he sends a fly ball out to left near the wall, and with room. The catch is made by Tyler O'Neill. And I don't think O'Neill realized that there was only 1 out. And the runner was not tagging up Winker, and if he was, he could have walked to second base. He held the ball and then took forever to get it back in, and realizing, I'm sure, that that was only out number 2, fired it back in quickly and was way offline.
I thought he was going to flip this ball in the stands, to be honest with you.
And now Puig with a runner at first base and 2 down. Two outs, and there's strike 1. From the Cardinals' perspective, it's been a fun game in terms of how they've been able to come back down 7-0. But from a baseball perspective, man, it's been sloppy.
A little bit of sloppiness.
Yep.
Couple nights in a row.
Here's the 0-1 by Miller to Puig. And he doesn't get that call. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Pretty good pitch here. Might be a little low, but nope, that's inside the box. He's picked some random times to not call strikes. He's been given the outside of the plate. He's missed a couple of pitches inside the box that have been pretty important.
And that ball will get through Kisner, an advancing runner to second base, Jesse Winker. The wild pitch. Two and 1 the count. Two and 2. If the Cardinals can hold on, it would only be The 5th win since 1974. The Cardinals would have won after trailing by 7 runs. Still 4 outs to go.
I think I'm going to call if there's a strikeout, there will be a broken bat over the knee. What do you got on that one?
I'm with you.
Last time you heard that call.
Yeah, usually I hear base hit, home run, ground ball, but you're going with snapped bat.
Snapped bat on a good slider right here, hopefully. Oh, fastball.
Let's see. He wants to. Do it. Come on.
I wanted to win the money.
Do it. Strikeout of Puig. It's 12-9. Baseball brought to you by Budweiser. Wherever legendary MLB moments happen, Budweiser will be there. By Barnes Jewish Hospital and Washington University Physicians, national leaders in medicine. And by Ford, the official car and truck of the St. Louis Cardinals. A crazy one here in Cincinnati. Cardinals were down by 7 and now lead it 12-9 as Goldschmidt on the first pitch by Herget to start the 9th. Grounds out to second. 2-hit night for Paul to go along with his first sac fly of the year. Tyler O'Neill.
You know, when I played I think it was my rookie year, maybe my second year, I played with Chili Davis, and he drove in after playing for 14 years 100 runs for the first time in his career, and the whole year not one sac fly.
How about Adam Dunn here in Cincinnati?
Pretty hard to do.
Dunn went years without driving in a run with a sac fly.
How is that possible?
I don't
All he
know.
does is hit fly balls.
I never understood that. Strike 2 on O'Neill.
Either hit a homer or struck out.
Adam Dunn went into the Reds Hall of Fame last year. Actually, I believe he got the sac fly in St. Louis, and when he did it, he like tipped his cap to the crowd as if to say, you know, what a great moment this is. Had a little fun with it. Three and 2 the count on Tyler O'Neill. Three, 2, and O'Neill hits it into right. Puig is over and makes the catch. The batter will be Jairo Munoz. Cardinals have 6 hits tonight with runners in scoring position, 3rd most this season, and most since going 6 for 10 against Atlanta back on the 14th of May.
And 5 of them in 1 inning. Correct?
Yes. Munoz lines it to second, sends us to the bottom of the 9th. So here we go. Can they finish it off? What would be the win of the year for the Cardinals? Of the game to sit back and take it in. The 6th inning. What an inning it was. Ten-run inning. Cardinals go 8 for 10. And that was in the 6th tonight. Our Budweiser plays of the game.
Pretty special right there.
Carlos Martinez will try to get the final 3 outs. It has been Wainwright for 3 1/3. It seems like 2 weeks ago. Michael Wacha an inning and 2/3. Shreve 2/3. Gant inning and 1/3. Leone came in, could not record an out, gave up 2 hits, including a home run. Miller came in and cleaned that up. did a very nice job on his third day of work, and now Carlos Martinez, his third appearance in the last 4 days, and in those appearances did not pitch last night. A combined 42 pitches. So here we go. Strike one on Scooter Gennett. We're underway. Bottom of the ninth, 12-9.
Good news is Miller only threw 15 pitches.
However, third day in a row,
Yep.
you got to.
He's probably going to have the day off tomorrow.
Yeah. So go get him tomorrow, Miles Michaelis.
Yep. And with Dominic Leone, I think how many pitches? He didn't throw very many pitches either, did he?
No. Threw 2.
That's right.
0-2 pitch, and Gennett hits it out of play. So what's left for St. Louis?
Not a lot.
Wieters, Brebbia, Gallegos. It's Gennett, Irvin, and then Herget's spot. Change up and a nasty one. Strikeout for Martinez to start the inning. That changeup can neutralize left-handed batters. Boy, is it good. The all-important first out to start the inning, and they're 2 outs away.
You think he was just thinking that's not fair?
I would be.
That's what I would have been saying. It was about as good as a changeup as you can throw.
Here's Phillip Ervin. For the Reds, they have 2 from the right side. Nick Senzel has been banged up. Not sure he's even available. Juan Gatterall, who started behind the plate last night. He's the backup catcher. And Derek Dietrich, he also has been dealing with soreness in his leg after being hit by a pitch. And I'll throw in too Michael Lorenzen, who not only can appear out of their bullpen as a closer, but pinch hits and can play the outfield. Here's a 1-1 to Irvin. 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch by Martinez backs up for a ball. The 2-2 to Phillip Ervin. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Back-to-back Ks. The 10th strikeout in the Reds lineup. And the Cardinals now 1 out away.
Pretty good slider right there. Tight, nasty. Got to think about, guys are thinking about that sinker. There he is. He's still out there cheering on his teammates. You know, you said something earlier, and I thought about it too. It's like, got him off the hook, right? But I think he'd rather probably have the loss than the how many earned runs that he gave up. But tell you what, he's an ultimate professional because he is still out there and still cheering on his teammates.
0-1 pitch. Derek Dietrich at the plate, and a base hit. The game is extended. That's in the gap in right center. And Dietrich on his way to second base. A 2-out double. Derek Dietrich. The Cardinals 1 out away, and if they win this game, it would be the second time this season the Reds would have blown a 7-run lead. They did it earlier this year, May 3rd against the Giants, but still 1 more out to go. This is Van Meter. He greeted Leone with a base hit to right. Part of a double switch in the 8th inning. It's the 17th hit for the Reds tonight. Not often that you have 17 hits and have the potential to lose a game. That might happen tonight. And you don't want to see the guy on deck, Ryan LaVarnway, who's Had a 3-run homer, 2-run homer, and an RBI double. He's driven in 6. And if he comes up, he would represent the tying run. And I don't think Carlos Martinez, even though he's had a pair of strikeouts and gave up the double, just looking at the body language of him, Jimmy, the body language has not been, what I've seen before when he's amped up and ready to go.
No, you're right, and I'm seeing what you're seeing too, and I don't know if he just wasn't prepared to pitch in this game, or he just kind of like, that's just the way he's going to throw tonight. He's got good stuff working.
Or if he's battling something physically.
Yeah, he just doesn't look like he feels great.
So the runner at second, and the 1-0 pitch by Martinez. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. 3-0. Wainwright on deck is driven in 6 of the 9 for Cincinnati. 3-0. And we'll have the tying run come to the plate. Well, you knew in this game, the way it's going, it just was not going to be easy for the Cardinals to finish this one off.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now, but definitely like to close this out right now. That's it over with.
Only the second walk the Cardinals have issued in this game. The other was Miller, and this being the 7th pitcher used by St. Louis. And this one hurts. It brings up the tying run to the plate with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. First game for Ryan Wainwright, picked up by Cincinnati, inserted into their starting lineup tonight. A double, a pair of home runs, and a career high 6 runs batted in. So 2 outs and 2 on. First pitch way outside. Jesse Winker on deck, and then after that it's Votto. The Cardinals a 10-run 6th inning after trailing 7-0, and now 1 out away from the most improbable of wins. Six straight balls. Nobody throwing in the Cardinals' pen. Brebbia, Gallegos, the only 2 left. And the 2-0. That's a strike. 2-1. 97 there from Martinez. Takes a deep breath. Pitch number 19 of the inning coming up. And the 2-1 pitch by Martinez. Nasty. 2-2. And the Reds down to their final strike. Carlos Martinez trying to end it right here. The 2-2. Nice pick by Kisner. And the runner's off with his next pitch. 3-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. You just knew it wouldn't be easy, and it hasn't been. Three-two on its way, and it's high, and the bases are loaded. He went with a slider that backed up just a bit, and I guess it was high. Martinez thought the ball game was over, and instead, here we go with Jesse Winker, who's got home run power. Martinez struck out the first two in the inning. It was 2 outs, nobody on, then a double, and back-to-back walks. Sonny Gray will pinch run at first. Starting pitcher for the Reds, picked up this year. Jesse Winker represents the winning run. And ball one. He's got 13 home runs this year. Has driven in 29. The next by Martinez. Pulled past Goldschmidt. 2 runs will score. And it's now a 1-run lead for St. Louis. And look who's coming up. For the past decade, he's been one of the game's great hitters. A former MVP. And now he comes up with a game on the line. Joey Votto. Runners at the corners for Votto. 2 outs. Base hit ties it. Extra base hit just might win it.
This guy has the second most career hits against the Cardinals all time. 192.
They'll hold the runner at first. That's Winker. No stolen bases. And Votto looks at a fastball and a strike at 98 from Carlos Martinez. Wainwright, Waka, Shreve, Gant, Leone, Miller, and now it all comes down to Carlos Martinez. Gallegos getting up for St. Louis. Joey Votto singled to left center. RBI double to right center and a run scored. He has struck out twice and also walked. And the 0-1 pitch now by Martinez. Nothing in 2, and again the Reds down to their final strike. What do you do here, Jimmy?
I go fastball up twice if I have to. Up and in, up and away. Make him hit the ball to left field, in the air if you have to. He'll definitely climb the ladder. I don't give him anything to pull, and I don't give him anything soft. Although he does have that devastating changeup, you just got to make sure that you don't miss with it.
The 0-2 pitch outside. And Sonny Gray coming down that third base line. Don't overcook a slider.
Overcook. We don't want any overcookage.
And that means the potential of the wild pitch, and then we've got a tie game. Pitch number 27. You know that Carlos is probably on fumes. The chance of Joey. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Votto. Here she comes. Ground ball to Goldschmidt, and he's got it. Steps on the bag. The Cardinals hold on somehow, some way. And you talk about a team effort. This was one tonight. They win it 12-11, down by 7 runs. The Cardinals get 10 in the 6th, and they win it by a run, 12-11. Hey, let's do it again tomorrow. Cardinals will try to win the series tomorrow and make it 3 wins in a row over Cincinnati. Post game is next.